What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys for all of your love and support. Over 1,100 episodes, 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this would be possible without you guys, so I thank you so very much for everything. Makes a huge, huge difference. Today, we are talking with the first Miss USA to actively serve in the military, the beautiful Deshauna Barber. Hey, Deshauna.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Deshauna. Let our audience know, where are you from? Where do you represent?
Well, I'm from Washington, D.C. That's where I've been living since graduating from high school. But everyone says, Deshauna, where are you from? Where you originate? I'm an Army brat, so I've kind of lived all over the country. But I was born in Georgia, spent some time in North Carolina, Minnesota, Nebraska, Virginia, and then landed in D.C., where I currently reside.
Okay, all right. We appreciate those ATL ties. You know, we're holding down the A-Town.
Yeah.
Holding it down. All right. As a kid, Deshauna, what was your dream career? What did you want to be?
I always wanted to be the businesswoman. Like, I always envied looking online and seeing, or even movies rather, seeing women of color that are like really in high places. One of my favorite movies, actually, I think it was Two Can Play That Game. I love Vivica Fox and Gabrielle Union, and I just love seeing them with their briefcases, their suits, like walking into work. So, yeah, when I was younger and a teenager, I always saw myself as a businesswoman for sure. And I eventually decided to join the military as well, so that kind of became a passion for me. But at the end of the day, I always wanted to be CEO of a company and just be running my own business.
Now, as a powerful woman in the military, when you first joined, what were some of the obstacles that you felt were in line for you?
That I actually experienced, or what I thought was going to happen?
What you experienced? What actually happened to you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things that happen, not only as a woman, but as a Black woman. There can be a lot of bad apples, and really in any organization, but especially in the military, because it still is very structured and it's very old school. So, you know, you still have to deal with discrimination at times with certain people. You have to deal with sometimes with people who believe that because you're a woman or because you're a Black woman, you're not capable of doing certain things. So it's a lot of proving ground type situations that happen. But once you make your way up the ranks, you get a lot less obstacles, which is good. So I've been in for 7 years now, and I'm a captain at this point. So I have a lot less obstacles and proving that I need to do now versus when I was a lieutenant or of a lower rank. So that is good. That I've looked, you know, every day gets easier. But it's like any other organization. I dealt with it a lot in the government, where you're just dealing with people that don't think that you're capable, don't think you're smart enough or strong enough, and all these other things. So it can be frustrating, but it is life at this point.
Yes, and you've done it with such finesse and grace. I've been seeing those headshots you got there, girl. Go ahead, show it off. So you
I do what I can, honey.
Yes. You know, we're definitely proud of you. I'm proud of you. You know, as a Black female in the U.S. of A. and in the military, you have done it and then some. So we applaud that. Now, as time was going on, what piqued your interest to enter Miss USA pageant?
I was actually working in Target. I was 19 years old. It was between my freshman and sophomore year at Virginia State, and a lady literally randomly walked up to me when I was folding clothes. And just said, "You're beautiful, and you look like you could be the next Miss USA."
Wow.
And that was that. Yeah, it's crazy. And it was actually back in 2009 that took place. And I had never seen a pageant in my life. Only association I had with pageants was my love for the movie Miss Congeniality. So I really had no exposure to pageants. All I knew was military because my family's military. So this amazing woman walked up to me. She became my first coach, actually.
Wow.
And she convinced me that I could be Miss USA. And clearly she was very convincing because right after walking up to me around 3 months later, I entered into my very first pageant. And for 6 years straight, I lost every year the state pageant until my 7th year, which was my last year of eligibility, because in pageants, or at least in the Miss USA system, you age out at 27. So on my 7th try, which was my last year of eligibility, I won Miss DC. And that's when I went on to win, Miss USA, of course. But the frustration when it comes to pageants or even getting to the Miss USA stage, people don't understand you have to win your state first. And the state can be just as competitive as the national level for some states. But it was hard. It was a long process, but I obviously did it. And it was fun because I've always been a tomboy, and I still am a tomboy, but I think that, there's sort of an alter ego in Deshauna where sometimes I like dressing up and putting on the pretty dresses and wearing the heels and all that. So it kind of just gave me a chance to get in touch with this feminine side that I never knew existed until first competing.
Yes. All right, you guys. So we're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we're talking more with Miss Deshauna Barber, and we're going to touch on that moment that it happened. Yes, she was crowned Miss USA. All right. So hang tight. We'll be right back, you guys. Did you know that some foods can cause weight gain, body aches, and extreme fatigue? These are just some of the symptoms of food intolerance. Well, what is food intolerance? Food intolerance can occur when the body cannot properly digest certain foods. This can result in acid reflux, migraines, and so many other painful issues. How do you find out what foods are causing this irritation? It's easy. Pinner test. With 500,000 satisfied clients worldwide, Pinner test is the #1 way of identifying foods that may be causing discomfort. This simple at-home kit is easy to use with results usually within 2 weeks via email. It's that simple, all right? What are you waiting for? Go visit pinnertest.com and use my special promo code AshSaidIt for your discount today. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. We're talking with Miss USA 2016, Deshauna Barber. So, Deshauna, let's take you back. 2016, and you're on the stage. You got that other young lady that's next to you, and they call your name. What's going through your mind?
Ooh, pure grade shock. I haven't, and I've been very open about the way that I feel about pageantry and the way I feel about the industries. I just don't see a lot of women of color represented, especially not women with darker skin. So I just really went there with all intentions on saying I competed for Miss USA. I had absolutely no feeling that I was going to win that day. So I was very shocked. And the last person to win Miss USA that even remotely looks like me in terms of my skin color is Kenya Moore, and that was back in, 93? So it's just been a long time. And we're the only two dark toned women to ever win Miss USA. So it's just, there's not too many of us, and I just wasn't expecting it. So when they called District of Columbia, I was crying my eyes out. I was 100% shocked. And I couldn't believe that they crowned me. And this is and people say, why do you say that? Why do you say that? Like you're really underestimating yourself. Listen, when you don't see people represented, like if you don't see people that look like you represented, it's very easy to think that you're not able to break that trend. It's very easy to believe that. So when, like I said, when they called District of Columbia, I was shocked. But more than anything, I was humble and honored, and I really, really, really took advantage of that year to make my face very known, to show, young, dark black girls, and honestly, women of color as a whole, you could really be anything and everything that you want to be. The main thing is making sure that you're unbeatable. So I always have pushed myself to be as accomplished as possible, have the master's degree, have the military background. Because a lot of the times you have to be twice as good as the person next to you to get the same amount of credit. So I really, really, really think that because of my accomplishments, I think that it really helped put like a cherry on the sundae for them to crown me. And I appreciated that, and I'm glad that I had that honor, and I still believe that It's important for women of color to make sure that our faces are out there and that we're really just showing the world who we are and that we can really, knock down these barriers and break through these glass ceilings.
What would you say has been the biggest misconception about pageants? Is like, be it that you've gone through this experience now of going and doing several pageants and then going through with Miss USA, what would you say is one of the biggest misconceptions?
Well, I definitely think that there's two for me that I've noticed, especially since being crowned. It was always this stereotype that pageant girls aren't smart, and I think that it's unfortunate that that stereotype is kind of in place. When people find out, oh, you have a master's degree, they're thinking it's in basket weaving or something. No, it's in computer information systems. I'm a computer whiz.
Yes.
I like computers and I like technology. So, a lot of people that are shocked, that were very shocked at my education, and a lot of people believe that pageant girls are mean too. Like, oh, were they trying to put bleach on your dress when you were at the competition? Were they really, mean and upset all the time? I said, no, one of my best friends I met at Miss USA. She was my roommate from Kansas, actually, Vicki Wiggins, or Vicki Moore now. She just got married. But I've met some of my best friends at Miss USA. And honestly, throughout pageants as a whole, my whole pageant career, I've met some of my closest friends through pageants. And I hate that there's the stereotype based on the fact that most pageant girls are mean, and they're really not. They're the most beautiful, amazing, and sweet and kind-hearted women I've ever met in my life happen to be in pageants.
Last but certainly not least, what advice can you offer to any young girls that want to make a difference in the world?
I would say go for it, and honestly, just don't wait on approval. I think Issa Rae mentioned it. No, it wasn't Issa Rae. Jackie Aina at BeautyCon in New York mentioned that sometimes when you have to chase your dreams and you're going after your dreams, sometimes some family and friends aren't with it. They're not for it. They're not your biggest support system. It's no knock on their head, but it's just sometimes the people that you expect to support you don't support you, and sometimes it steers you away from the things that you want to do the most in life. So that's been an experience of mine when competing with pageants. A lot of my family, I think that's just sometimes the family structure is like, why would you spend this much money on a pageant of all things? So I just didn't have as much support as I wanted from certain family members for pageants. So I always tell people that when there are things you want to do, just do it. Don't ask questions. Don't ask people what they think about it unless you really believe that you want their opinion. Do what you want to do in life. Life is so incredibly short, and recently, it's unfortunate, I've been going to a lot of funerals lately for people old and young. So I just think that life is just so short, and we really, 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 as women, have to stop placing limitations on the things that we want to do. And really push ourselves to chase our dreams and do the things that we want to do without the approval of others. So, yeah, I would say just do it. Go for it. Look it up. Find someone that's doing what you want to do in life. See if they'll mentor you and guide you and see the steps that they took and even the missteps that they took. And, learn from those lessons and just go for it. Honestly, go after it. And don't second-guess yourself.
That's right. Go ahead and grab the bull by the horns. Get it done. It ain't going to do itself.
Absolutely.
Deshauna Barber. Deshauna, thank you so very much for joining us today. Thank you for your service.
Thank you so much, Ash, for having me. This was amazing.
Yes, and let everyone know the best way if they want to get in contact with you, to follow you on social media or whatever.
Definitely follow me on my Instagram. It's just at Deshauna Barber. And I'm a full-time motivational speaker right now. So if you're looking to see if I'm coming to a town near you, go to Deshuana.com. And you can see if I'm speaking at a conference or something along those lines in your area.
All right. Feeling that. Appreciate that. Deshauna got that melanin popping. Loving that. Saying good vibration, sister. Much more success to you 2018 and beyond. You got our full support. I'm holding down the A-Town. So next time you got some stuff coming in the A-Town, let me know. And we'll hook some stuff up. But I appreciate you guys so very much for downloading these shows. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is way better. Until next time, you guys.